maybe because of the criticism which they have to face. So do you think that will you be able to write on those topics also in future?
So I need to know what are the themes that you're
They are
suggesting.
related to basically the society, the evils, basically the evils in the society, and it is to the politics also.
But a lot of people are writing about these things.
They are writing, but
Yes.
you know, some of the issues are still not touched. Maybe because of the political, you have maybe because of the government or.
Yes, there will be censorship. Yes, you will be trolled. Yes.
Like we want to say many things on many topics, but we don't touch them.
In a way, you're correct. Can I just answer?
Sure.
Because I was reading Kamla Das's volume called Closure, where she's written about her own very, very troubled personal life, then the system.
That is what. Like
Then,
or the other,
even about her mother's Alzheimer's. She's done a poem on that. So you're correct. Very few people can have the guts to write, especially personal relationships going haywire, and how she rebelled, and how she married and remarried, and everything.
I mean,
is
you
there.
need courage to write Sylvia Plath's Daddy.
And
You
a
know.
very sleek production, but she's written everything possible. Sex, no sex, all that is there, but in a very, very discreet way. I mean,
Like,
something doesn't hurt the reader, it doesn't hurt the
So
reader.
it's like very few poets.
Very
or,
few.
Very few, and also maybe you're not exposed to where they're getting published, because most of these pieces are getting published internationally abroad, and they don't even reach the Indian audiences. So this was happening to me a lot, because I was writing for these international journals. I realized last year, December, I told my husband that the next year I'm going to make sure that poets in India start knowing me, because they don't have access to my work. So 2022 I intended to do that, and I guess people do know me now. But they also know that I do take up topics which are maybe not palatable, and also like my mom told me about one of the pieces I wrote about menstruation. She said, "Acha nahi likhna aata to bura bhi mat likho hi mat." You know. And then one of her friends, she really praised that same piece, and she called my mom and said, "You have a golden womb." And suddenly my mom had a change of heart, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you."
Those issues and all are still there.
Like people don't touch, but when you touch, and you get some kind of appraisement from someone. So
that validation, but I'm not writing for validation. You know, a lot of people
No writer can
do.
actually. It has to come from within, whatever.
So some of the pieces that she writes, I'm worried about fatwas definitely coming out.
He keeps telling me that you're going to be arrested by both sides,
Both
the
sides.
left and the right.
But the writer has to be above all this. I mean, there's no point. I mean,
I try and be as objective. If I see an evil in my own community, I will write about it. And you were there, and I was reading a piece called Toys for Muslim Girls in Gurgaon Poetry Festival, and my voice was shaking. I know that my voice was shaking, and this was immediately after Salman Rushdie was stabbed in the eye. And so I was speaking up against the dogma that, you know, my own community kind of it flourishes, and my voice was literally shaking. But then, of course, speak your truth even if your voice shakes. So I became a writer because I wanted to say so many things that were not allowed. I come from a very conservative family, and we didn't have much access to culture. Reading was not something that my parents were very fond of. So, I mean, this whole thing of how I became a writer and everything, I think it was all the pent up emotions I had as a child that never got an outlet. So I'm not really here to, you know, be violent and just demolish everyone around me. But yes, I use my whatever little gift I have to be able to speak my truth. It may not be anyone else's, but it is mine.
Yeah. There is a view that almost everything has been written. Now the thing is the same thing how we could put in different ways, in attractive ways or blah blah blah. How much you are taken by this view?
This is something that I have researched a lot on, and when I teach creative writing, this is one of the topics that I really spend time on. Your writer's voice. You are, as a person, unique. Your experiences are unique. The sum of all your experiences and the sum of the thoughts that you have are unique and they cannot be replicated. So if you have a style that is very distinctly yours, then even if you're writing something that has been written a million times, but you will find a way of saying it in a fresh way.
Okay, thank you. I am a poet. I have written poetry. राजनीति गंभीर विषय है, नादानों पर छोड़ देना. At one point I write, लेख निबंधों स्तंभों में जो लिख पाना मुश्किल हो, कविताओं में खुलकर लिखना, जमकर पढ़ना छोड़ न देना, और राजनीति गंभीर विषय है, नादानों पर छोड़ न देना. To what extent you go by this?
Completely.
If you are not able to express yourself in prose, then you should go to poetry. That is what I keep on doing. Sometimes I sit to write something as a note of 200 words or like that. But like you, I get shaken. So I write only two things. Ki jo there, I call it positive parody.
जी.
मुकेश has saying that जो तुझको हो पसंद वही बात करेंगे हम, दिन को अगर रात कहो रात करेंगे. तो I wrote a positive, I call it positive parody. जो है सभी के हक में वही बात करेंगे हम, दिन को दिन कहेंगे नहीं रात कहेंगे, चिल्ला के कहेंगे और कभी चुपचाप कहेंगे, पर दिन को दिन कहेंगे नहीं. तो दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ सिचुएशन है.
नाम जान सकती हूँ?
मैं देवमणि द्विवेदी हूँ. मैं एक्स IRTS. I have worked as Director Vigilance in Ministry of Railways for 6 years. After that I was General Manager R&D. And I am poet. मैं पब्लिश नहीं हुआ हूँ, लेकिन अनपब्लिश्ड अपनी रचनाओं के लिए मुझे अकबर इलाहाबादी नेशनल अवार्ड I got 13. And then I joined BJP, fought election, won the election, and I am here. 17 to 22 I was there. Right now I am preparing for 24.
All the best.
But I started my career as assistant professor as JRF and gold medalist in Allahabad University in 86, when I was not even 22. 22 to 25, 21 to 24 I taught there, 24 to 27 I was DSP in UP, then 27 to 51 I was IRTS, Indian Railway Traffic Service, and most of the time, more than 14 years I served for, from Delhi for India.
जी सर, बहुत अच्छा लगा आप आए यहाँ पे.
So I just heard, मैंने कहा कि I should drop in.
Thank you, and you must publish your poetry.
No, I am on the way.
जी, all the best.
So two more
Yes.
questions, then we have to just end. Please.
So, Virginia Woolf, she said we need a room of our own to write. You have a space or a ritual, how do you expect,
Yes, I do. I'm lucky to have that. And one of my mentors, Ramesh Kunsekra, he said, Sana, if you want to write freely, you have to have someone in your life who will take care of the bills. So I had that in Shakil, my husband. So yes, I do have that. Thank you.
So is there any trend for writing, like in a trend of fashion, in a trend of
Yes,
technology?
yes.
So like as a poet or writer, do you have to understand that trend to be on the top or to be on the shelf? So how people will, differentiate. I
So,
want to be in trend to be on the top. I don't want to be follow the trend because I want to be myself. So how that has been decided by a writer?
So practically speaking, most new writers or even seasoned ones, they keep an eye on the catalogs of different publishers because that keeps changing. The marketing department keeps up, evolving the list, and they, like in fashion, you have trends that next year teal will be the color of the season or something like that. So in publishing also that happens. There are lots of independent publishers who do not do that, who publish for the love of the written word. So you either go with a mainstream big publisher where you have to kind of follow the trends that are happening. Otherwise, you go with an independent publisher, and there are other ways of getting published also. For example, like I said, in international journals, they are very, very open to experiments in both language and the theme that you want to write about.
And one last, ma'am, do you ever face any challenge while publishing poem and writing by community, specific by the community? Any
By
challenge?
which community?
By the people, common people, or your
I've been very lucky. First book I was commissioned to write. Second book I picked up the phone and called the publisher, and they had enough faith in me to say yes immediately. So till now, touch wood, I've been lucky.
But backlash is expected in anything you take.
That I told you. From my own friends it happened.
That's
How much
part of
support
Those-
you get from your own family, like your husband and everything? Like you should not write on this topic and
My husband is my pillar of support. I just I said this in a recent interview as well, that I've reached where I have because of the conviction he has in my abilities. So yes, I have lots of support from my immediate family. Extended family, they don't even buy your books, so I don't even expect them.
I have a daughter. She is in 12th standard. 4 years ago, she wrote about climate change, and at that time there was a protest going on, farmers' protest, and the young lady was arrested in Bangalore. And so she told me that I do not have a Facebook account or any social media accounts. Can I publish on your? I told her it's not right time to do somewhere. First you read, and then later on, because there is so much of climate activists are being targeted, Greenpeace,
Yes.
other things.
So Disha Ravi, right? But
These are like-
the moment she was in prison, she got a blue tick. I was very envious. So anyway, yes, you have to be mindful of what you put out on social media because it can really, really backfire. Like I keep telling my, people close to me that yes, you have views and opinions, but you are not a professional writer and you are not here to give your opinion. So do not expose yourself to that kind of trolling or negativity. Or if you're working, for example, then your opinions can backfire also.
Any more questions, or we just end the evening?
Thank
Okay,
you.
the last
Kitty.
question. Please. Sorry, I didn't see your hand. Last question.
We talk about the pay gap in different professions, the glass ceiling, etc. How is it in the poetry world?
In the poetry world, there is no money, so there is not. Mostly no. But yes, there are journals that pay, and you can get paid 15,000 rupees for one single poem. But usually there is no money in poetry, so there is no.
That's rare.
Yes, so the pay gap also doesn't happen there. But yes, opportunities open to men vis-a-vis women. I mean, this is a long discussion. Maybe we can, talk about this later. But of course, there's always some kind of disparity that happens.
Okay, we end the evening. Thank you so much. Thanks, Anna. And
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Means a lot to me because you're one of the first people who inspired me to write poetry, first of all. And you've been so supportive every which
have to
way.
be heard. Writers, poets, actually all of us need to be heard. That's the basic for human being.
Yes, and I thank each and every one of you for being here.
Thank you.
For your time and for your questions. I really had a very good time.
And
speaking
thank
to all
you,
of you.
Habitat Center, for giving us
Yes.
this platform. That's very important.
Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you. It was
Everybody
delightful
nice.
to chat.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.